One of the most controversial things in Dungeons and Dragons can be how a dungeon master handles character death. Why? Well, because players get attached to their characters, the group gets attached to characters, and frankly, sometimes the dungeon master gets attached to certain characters that their players are playing. And how we handle character death as dungeon masters can affect the entire campaign and sometimes our relationship with our friends. We are going to look at 4 ways to handle D&D character death. Now, back in the day, death came easy and quick, and the lives of characters was cheap. But nowadays, with death saves and the multitude of healing spells, death is a little harder to come by, but it still can happen. So we're going to take a look at these ways and break them down really quickly. The first 2 we're going to consider is when the character actually dies. As the dungeon master, you want to give those characters some last words. You want to allow the player to really get in there and to really role play out this character's death scene so that they can kind of have a closure to their character and pass on some knowledge, pass on a new quest or something to the remaining members of the party, so it feels like something was accomplished and that they have a bit of closure to that character death. The next one is to give that character a hero moment. Make sure that their death has meaning and that they go out rescuing the party or saving the burning city or whatever it is, something heroic and big that player can just be like, yes, man, that's so cool. My character died doing this awesome heroic thing. So figure out how you can give them that moment when the time comes if they are going to fail that last death saving throw. Now, these last 2 options may be a little controversial again, but if you don't want the character to die as the dungeon master, we can do some other things. You can give that character a grievous wound instead of having them die outright. You can have them lose an eye. You can have them have a tremendous scar across their face. You can have them be damaged psychologically or traumatically, from this event of near death or of actually dying. You can give them some kind of wound, maybe their hand, their leg is missing, something like that. Something to let the player know, hey, this was serious. It happened. There are consequences, but your character is still alive. The next one, character dies, but we want that character back to life. Let the player take a level in Warlock. Now, this might affect their plans of how they wanted their build, but so what? The character died. Here we are. Let them take a level in Warlock and say that the patron has brought them back to life to serve some type of purpose. This could also be done with a paladin or maybe a cleric, whatever fits the situation. But that could be a really interesting moment to add a level of dynamism to that character and to your group that, hey, this character died. Now they're back, but they have a patron. They are serving some god or some demon or something that has given them a purpose. And maybe there are some additional consequences to this, but here we've got our favorite character. They're still alive, but now something is a little bit different. So those are just some really quick ways that you can handle character death as a dungeon master. If you have any other ideas of how you would handle character death, please drop them in the comment section below. You can also check out my line of DM resource books at dicegeeks.com. And if you want long form RPG content, I have a podcast. It is here on YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts. Just search for Dice Geeks, all one word.